1.5 years ago in Lausanne, I gave a short summary what we plan to do. In the meantime, you asked me several times, we were not ready yet, so I'd like to start with what I've showed 1.5 years ago and how far we got today. University administration realized that the normal IT services, then called UZ, could not really address the scientific needs for the researchers, for HPC. And there was a BC2, kind of a grassroots approach of actually Thorsten starting with his group in a small HPC environment, buying more staff, getting more bioinformatics professors to chip in money. Then the entire biocenter started to use BC2, then was more money chipped in, and administration realized that this is not a sustainable model. Everything was built based on research money that could vanish any time. Therefore, administration decided that something, a core facility supporting research, doing all the innovative stuff should be established. That happened February last year, and since then we are merging the Maya part, which was under the control of UZ, and BC2, the life science HPC part. Back then, we were asked to come up with requirements, how to best serve the researchers, and why we should have a dedicated HPC environment for science that is independent of the traditional IT. Of course, traditional IT with desktop support doesn't fit. That is standardized, can be rolled out. On the other side, we have the big chairs, nice fancy machines. Not everything fits on that. So sciCORE should be established or squeezed somewhere in between, where we have the heavy-duty stuff, the long-haul machine, so address something between desktop and very big machines. From the other perspective, from the researcher, we try to understand what they need. So machines should be fast, always speed matters. It should be very flexible, that it can address changing needs of the scientists. Of course, scientists don't sleep, they work 24/7. So the system should be up all the time. And we have from the little student just starting to the professors, to the experts using the environment since many years. How could we do that? We came up with this drawing. In the middle, the real hardware part, and we thought, how far can we expand to support the research? And it's to the circle where we go into the scientific applications. That was the plan 1.5 years ago. How far do we get? Close. Now we have people working on there. This is the core team. We are now 6 people. And we can access the support and help of web developers, other scientists that support in very specific fields our work. So, Thorsten Schwede, he is the director, making sure that everyone is happy, everything runs smooth, and we take care of from the systems to the scientific layers, helping the researchers. Now a bit of history. How far do we go into the scientific areas? So it's not only education and training, helping people how to log in, how to transfer files, how to submit jobs. It's also going into how can we support them scientifically, usually, biologists here have no clue about IT, about scientific IT, or even their IT counterpart in the domain, like biologists sending samples to a genomic sequencing facility and then getting back a bunch of files. Some groups are rather advanced, they know how to process them, some are clueless. And we have the knowledge to scientifically support these groups. And then often people come, we'd like to start a new project. Sounds fancy and we need your help. And of course, their eyes are usually bigger, they want to have everything, should cost nothing, and we help them get the right environment that they can start to work. So, a bit of history. Maya established many years, dozens of years, is a self-contained system distributed over 3 different sites. So, quite close is the biggest part, and then a bit remote, mainly independent system here, another independent system here. They are linked together that the people logging in on the Maya login node can see the data that are on the different sites. Then about 14, 15 years ago, BC2 was established, actually rather small, and then grew to over 2 rooms with holes for all the cables. Completely independent. Independent system management, independent queuing system, independent software tree. And when 1.5 years ago, sciCORE was found, then the obvious goal was to merge them. Not an easy task. We started with harmonizing system management and harmonizing software tree, that people logging in one or the other site would have more or less the same look and feel, but it's not the same. We pulled several internal network connections. We have 10 gig and multiple InfiniBand connections. Actually, it's 50 meters, that's walking distance. The cable itself is 300 meters. It's going to one end, to the basement, through the isotope lab, through the garage, up to the other room, so it's a rather complicated cable. With the cable, we can start connecting systems like the management. Now we have one central management system. Montana will have many more details how we do that. Everything runs over these connections. And we have, since some time, a central sciCORE storage system, which is rather big, and presented to both sides the same way. Now, that is where we are today. How far do you want to go? Obviously, harmonize everything. Not only system management, also queuing system, also software tree. That for the users, we can hide the complexity, and knowing having some information about the jobs people want to submit, then we can either send it to this site or this site where we have the best machines for the jobs. That is our goal. I've talked about network, how we harmonize that, also a bit about storage. The problems we ran into, or still are giving us headache, is merging users. As the 2 systems grew independently, luckily they have the same username, but they're using 2 different authentication systems. On the Maya side, it was a password etc passwd based system. On the BC2 side, a NIS-based system. Now, we have merged that together in a central LDAP, but we haven't merged every users, since the usernames are the same, but they have different UID numbers. That's quite a pain to merge them, and to add a bit more complexity. On one side, we have a nice fine-grained group hierarchy. On the other side, it's flat. Now, people at the moment have to decide either to stay one schema or the other one, and we are user by user, group by group, merging them individually. And with that, we also move them to a new home system, which is the central, this common big storage. And bridging now over to what we started new, here is system management, where Martin will talk about, and all the software done by Pablo. And if you don't have questions, I'd like to hand over Martin, talking about our system management.